privilege to be here to see all of you, and it's my first time under this forum, and what a beautiful sight. Lincoln City certainly has a lot to offer, and I'm really privileged to be a part of this. Of course, my name is Fred Thompson, which is a great name to have. You run for office. I'm real thrilled that my parents didn't name me Harry Reid or some other name that's not very popular nowadays, at least on the Republican side. But I decided I would, in about 2009, that I would run for an office to represent the people of Oregon. I've been in Oregon since I came back from Vietnam in 1971, and I absolutely love this state. I put together this flyer, and for a lot of you who don't know me, if you read this flyer, you'll see on the front here is a lot of things I want to do. I have a 7-point plan, and I talk about that. And in the back, it gives you some history of the things that I have done in my career. Not everything, but a number of things. In my career, I've had the privilege to, I worked at 25 years in the timber industry. I started here in Oregon. I started automating manufacturing plants. I automated the first plywood plant in the United States. And that took me, I worked for Georgia Pacific, that took me all over the country and all over the world. I worked in about 15 different states. I ended up working in Canada, Mexico, and Europe. And I built a lot of manufacturing plants, and I've turned a lot of companies around, companies that were struggling. I worked with the Premier of Manitoba, put together a 300-farmer co-op, and I worked with the state representatives, the state senators, and Congress people throughout my whole career, because when you build a manufacturing plant, you have to go through the permitting process, and sometimes they said you just couldn't do it. And I proved the EPA wrong in Monticello, Georgia, and really set the standard for the industry after that. So I'm the kind of guy that really takes on tough projects. When somebody says it can't be done, I show up. You know, there's a Chinese proverb that says, you know, for those who say it can't be done, get out of the way of the guy that's going to do it, or the woman. And I'm that person. And today I see our economy upside down. I see this beautiful state suffering. I just looked at a report just yesterday. And I looked at what happened, what the cost was for food share, food stamps, some housing, and some cash that people needed. In the month of September, we spent, rounding it up, $105 million in 1 month just to help people here in Oregon. 804,000 people needed help in this state. We are a natural resource state, folks. We don't have to be going through that. We have what we need right here in order to correct that problem. So we need leadership in Washington, D.C. that's going to make that happen. I want to be that leader for you and go back there and turn this thing around and get our families working again and help our children and our senior citizens to have a good life. Thank you for this opportunity, and God bless America.
All right, our first question, Mr. Thompson, would be, what are you planning to do for the veterans returning with post-traumatic stress disorder? 30 or 60 seconds.
Like I said, I'm a Vietnam vet, and that's one of my big concerns. It happens to be number 5 on my 7-point plan. I'm concerned about that because a veteran cannot go to war 1, 2, 3, and 4 times without being severely damaged by that. And I'll tell you, being a Vietnam vet, I put 90 people in body bags, so I know what it is to pay the ultimate price. I looked at their face as I closed that up and shipped them home. So that's a big concern of mine. And that's one of the main things that I want to do is go back, because not only do we have a problem today, we're going to have a serious problem in 5, 10, 15, and 20 years from now. Today everybody is pretty much applauding the veterans, but you take 20 years from now, they'll forget about the veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan. And it won't be very good for them. And I want to make sure that we take care of their needs, because they're going to need a lot of care.
Question 2. An economic slump created by, this is the writer's verbiage, unregulated banks, development companies, and other businesses. Your campaign against business regulation seems interesting. What specific regulations are you concerned with?
I'm concerned with all the bailouts that we've had. especially with the big bank bailouts. I understand, talking to some of the bankers that I know, what that did was create an opportunity for the big banks to take that stimulus money and buy smaller banks and get even bigger. So I think what we need to do is really take a hard look at what's happening with our banking situation, and take a look and see what the destruction has been because of all the bailouts that we've given them. I think that's something that's really a concern of mine, and I need to address that when I get in Washington, D.C.
And the third and final question, long-term care, white paper, 30, 60, 90 days, insurance company takes to kick in for seniors in need. I don't know what the question is there, but long-term care.
Well, I'll tell you, I worked in the insurance industry for a while and received a lot of awards back on, and from California, Oregon, and Washington, because I focused in on long-term care. There is a serious need for that. Yesterday, my mother turned 92 years old, and she's in a care facility. So that's something that we really needed to address, to give those folks in the sunset of their life the care that they need, because they're captive to their environment. So we need to really address that issue and give them, I believe, they're the ones that have been part of the greatest generation, and will be, before too long, some of us will be in that need too. We need to make sure that we take care of those senior citizens and give them the kind of respect and care that they need. I think that's really important.
And finally, Mr. Thompson, you've got a minute for a summation of your candidacy.
Well, in this report that I have here, in the 7-point, the first 1 or 2 words are really important for you to read. The first bullet point says fight forward, the second is bring back, focus on, work to protect, improve, and defend. And I think that's really important when you look at that, because in the defend part, I have defend the timber farming, dairy, wine, greenhouse, mining, and fishing industries while protecting Oregon's clean air, clean water, and wildlife habitat. I've been doing some research. We brought NOAA into Newport, and there's 2 sides to NOAA. There's a side that we all hear about, but then there's a dark side too. Senator Scott Brown has been investigating there, along with Dan Rather, talking about some of the corruption that's been happening in NOAA. They have the asset forfeiture fund, where they've been taking fines from fishermen and using it for their own personal gain, or buying a yacht that they use. I'm the kind of person that I want to defend these fisher families, and that's not really happening. So we really need to take a close look at that organization and see what's going on there. We need to defend our families here in Oregon, and I'm just questioning what's going on there. You can find all that on the internet.
Thank you.